You guys are going to love this. If you are a pet lover, if you want to have some better health, Debbie is a lover of animals. She's the owner of the World of Pets podcast. So she's a fellow podcaster. She talks all things pets, and she's the owner of Deb's Pets. She promotes immune support for pets and humans. She's a big proponent of veteran support nonprofits and animal rights groups. I am so privileged to be able to welcome Debbie to the stage.
All right, everybody,
Okay.
thank you. And wow, the power of the Coriolus versicolor mushroom is really unbelievable. Do you know, if you looked at a veterinary textbook 50 years ago and looked at one today, as far as the longevity of breeds of animals, you would find that 50 years ago, they lived 2 times longer. So that one statistic should tell us that we're not doing something right by our animals. So I'd like to tell you Zenta's story. Zenta was a 14-and-a-half-year-old husky. Quite frankly, she was a hot mess. Her paw pads were peeling, hair just coming out in chunks, the size of your fist, growth on her back. She was diagnosed with autoimmune disease. She couldn't stand to be touched. She would cower under the table. She didn't want the other dogs bumping into her. She didn't even want her mom and dad petting her. So no surprise, when she went to the vet said, "You've given her a great life and you don't have to be sorry. There's time to say goodbye." They actually made the appointment, but they took her home that day. Some friends came over and said, "Would you be open to giving her some medicinal mushrooms?" When they found out that the mushrooms were not psychedelic, because they didn't want that, they said, "Sure." So the first few days, they thought, she really likes these biscuits that have the mushrooms in them. And so they gave her a lot. They figured she wasn't going to be around very long. The 4th day, she jumped on the couch. She hadn't jumped on the couch in like a year and a half. So not only that, she stood there like, "Dad, why aren't you petting me?" And he did pet her, and she was able to tolerate it. She didn't have that sensitivity that she had been having. Zenta lived for 4.5 years after that. And she went off of all of her vet prescribed medication. She was taking the mushrooms. And it wasn't just because they couldn't stand to say goodbye. She was living the best life. She'd lay on the floor, the grandkids would crawl all over her. She was fine with that. She went swimming. She'd go on 5-mile hikes. So she was almost 19 when she died. Next slide, please. So how did we get here where we had this phenomenal stuff to offer to Zenta? Well, we have to go back a number of years to a fellow named Michael, who's one of the co-founders of this company, and his mother, who was going for treatment at Sloan Kettering in New York. I think she had 3 phases, and the first phase ended up with her having part of one of her lungs removed. Then she started having the symptoms again. So she went back, and this time, phase 2, they told her, "Sorry, you've got polyps on both lungs. There's nothing we can do. Go home and enjoy your family." So Simon was calling relatives, telling about his mom's prognosis. And he called his cousin in Japan, who said, "Oh my gosh, we've been having these phenomenal results with this Coriolus versicolor mushroom. I have some pills I'm going to send you. Make sure that she takes them." And mind you, this is just a mushroom. So not something that's, funky in any way. So she started feeling better. And of course, she thought it was just her imagination. But getting better, she finally outlived the amount of time that Sloan Kettering had told her that she would be around. Obviously a positive thing. And finally, she decided phase 3, she better go back again and see what they said this time. So this time, after they examined her, took x-rays, whatever, they sat down with her and said, "What are you doing different medically?" And she goes, "Oh, my nephew in Japan, he's sending me some mushroom pills I'm taking." And the doctor said, "I want to know everything that you can tell me or that you can find out about those pills. Your lungs are clear." We're talking about stage 3 or stage 4.
So cool.
And after taking these mushroom pills, they were clear. So fast forward again a few years, Simon's in a room with 3 of his friends, and they're lamenting the fact that in the past year, between them, the 4 sitting there, plus their adult children, they had had 4 dogs that had died of cancer. Obviously, again, we're back to the living twice as long. You know, something is not right about what we're doing for our pets. So somebody said, "Simon, why can't we put that mushroom that your mom was taking in a dog biscuit or a pet biscuit?" And that's what they did. And that's how Zenta ended up having the privilege. And she might have even been the first customer, but one of the first customers. And she had that result. Next slide, please. Thank you. So this does allow the body to heal itself. So Zenta wasn't the only positive testimonial. There were lots of others with the animals. So guess what? The adults are going, wait a minute, what about me? You know, what about us? We want these too. So the company did start offering the pills. And Zenta's mom was one of those. She was actually diagnosed, and she had been told by numerous doctors, "You're going to be on this medication, that medication, whatever, for as long as you live." So she started taking the pill, of course, as soon as she's on no more doctor prescribed medication, still takes the mushrooms, of course. And she used to have some really bad issues, like just wearing out. So she just couldn't do anything and had to go to bed. And one time for 6 weeks, if you can imagine. So now she's got a job that she'll work multiple long hours, longer than a regular day, plus be on her feet a lot. And she's good with that. She's not having any issues. Next slide, please. So I tell people, be careful what you ask for, because I always wanted to have my own success story. Well, not necessarily this way. About 6 weeks ago, I fell down 2 stairs and cracked the back of my head open on the floor. So, like I said, that wasn't really the way I wanted to get a success story. But that night, I called Gail and Kurt, Zenta's parents, and they're my mentors. And I was telling them about the stupid fall I had taken. And they're like, "Oh, how's your headache?" And I'm like, "I don't have a headache." "Well, what about that pressure that you get behind your eyes, you know, when you have a head injury?" I don't have that either. In fact, I don't have anything except for the fact that where I hit my head is sensitive. And I'm tired. I figured that was logical. So the only supplement that I was taking was the Coriolus versicolor mushroom. So I really attribute to the fact that that saved me a lot of discomfort. And it shows that there's a variety of things that the mushroom can allow the body to heal itself from. So we are changing the way pets and humans are treating their immune systems. Next slide. And that's causing a better quality of life for pets and for humans. So my course is generally $4.99. It's on sale today for 20% off to the first 3 people that buy it. And what you're going to learn from that is why the Coriolus versicolor mushroom is so powerful. So there are some general things. And then there's also the fact that the company really works toward having it be the premier in the Coriolus versicolor line. Thank you for your time. What questions can I answer?
Debbie, thank you so much for the presentation. Her course is in the chat. We have to keep it.
Pause.
But that was a pretty cool interview she did there.
Very good. Actually, Deb, the biggest thing that I drew off that was the best life and the most life that you know a pet or a person can have through this mushroom supplement. That's what I gathered from it.
Could you say that again, David?
Yeah. So what I'm gathering from this this interview with the Coriolus versicolor mushroom is that you can have the best life and the longer life for your pet and for yourself.
There's no guarantees, of course. But yes, there have been a number of positive testimonials.
Mm-hmm. There is a background noise, big time. Okay, so, you know, in your own experience, you know, I know a head injury stinks because I had one about a year ago, and it took me almost a year to get to the point where now I'm walking 2 to 3 miles a day, doing upper body exercise and all that stuff. Do you think that the mushroom supplements were really a factor in that?
As far as my head injury, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I do think so. And one of the things that we talk about in the course is that this is so phenomenal that if you have 2 different ailments, it will target the most severe. So there have been people who have thought, well, nothing's happening because they wanted to build their immune support because of a severe cold, when really they had autoimmune disease or something else that was much serious that they didn't even know about. And the mushroom would target the one that is the most severe.
And David, to that note, I was there when Deb took her fall, and I can attest to everything she's saying to be 100% true and accurate. As a matter of fact, when she got home from the hospital, she asked me if I was ready to go for a 10-mile hike and run a half marathon. And I was like, no, Deb, I'm not. No, she didn't go that far, but yeah, she didn't go quite that far. But I can attest to the fact that, I mean, literally, she told me multiple times, I don't have any headache. There's no like lingering pain symptoms, nothing outside the ordinary.
Yeah.
So I can attest to all of that. I was there when it happened. Matter of fact, I was falsely, egregiously accused of maybe helping her down the stairs. And I was just like, you know, I would never.
Too funny. I love you guys. So I guess the next thing that I would present, you know, I've had personal experience with this because my buddy was healthy at 16 until he picked a fight with a big dog. How would this?
That'll do it.
Yeah, man. Well, he's going out like his dad. Trust me. But I guess the way that I'd frame this question is: does it help dogs with muscles? Does it help them with, you know, just anti-cancer? We know that for a fact from all the tests that have been done. What other aspects could this mushroom potentially help with? Uh-oh, she's muted again.
Can you hear me if I'm not on the speaker?
Yeah.
I can now, yes.
Okay. Okay. I'll give an example, and in answer to your question, just like humans, pets have had success with a lot of different things. So, sorry, audience, about my technical difficulties.
Puppy dog.
But this one family, the dog had issues with his back end and his intestines. I mean, his intestines and his stomach.
Pretty girl.
He'd had like 5 surgeries.
Oh my goodness.
And after a month on the mushrooms, he was normal and did not have to have another surgery that the doctor wanted him to have.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's what we call living proof.
Just to carry that forward. Yeah. So to carry that forward, the father of the dog, not the dog father, the human father, had long COVID and was on 6 liters of oxygen a day. And he went on the human pill and was able to very quickly cut back to 1 liter a day.
Very good.
And then
So-
ended up pushing his own wheelchair and had quality of life again.
That's great. So that even helps the respiratory system and brain function, it all sounds like. That's amazing.
Bye, baby.
Right. And there's more. The wife in that story had type 2 diabetes that she could not get her numbers under control. And she was able to get her numbers under control with the mushroom pills.
Nice. Sounds like the best all-around solution to most of our problems.
Yeah, definitely sounds like, something that is effective and natural. And I think that that's the key to it, is that there's not narcotics involved and all kinds of chemicals and big pharma and all the rest of those issues. It's a natural product that seems to be medicinal and have some ability and power to heal.
Right.
And that's the best part about it, because really, if you go as far back as the New Testament, that's all they were using was more homeopathic type of solutions. What was that?
Yep.
What are you going after? What was that?
Coming after me, she knows I need a hug. Puppy. So that's great. Deb, do you have anything else that you want to add, Anthony?
No, you don't need to add anything else to me. I'm heavy enough.
Future Senator Anthony, by the way. Deb, thank you for being a mentor, and you gave a shout out to Kurt and Gail Weeks. They were impressionable on my life as well, and I want to give them credit for introducing us to this program and exactly what health benefits come from it. It takes effort to improve. Also, I'm living testament to that. Still well under 120 pounds lost, and walk 2 to 3 miles a day and exercise upper body. So supplement that with good, healthy supplements, and you better believe it, you're going to see results. So with that, I guess I'll close this out real quick, and then Anthony, you can finish it off. But go to debspets.com, DEBSPETS.com, and you can find these supplements there for humans and for pets. And go to the World of Pets or not World of Pets, the World of Ability podcast. Support Emily and the projects that she has over there. We
Woo, woo,
appreciate you, Emily.
Emily.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Couldn't do it without her, that's for sure.
Yeah.
She's our engineer. And with that, God bless you guys. But yeah, Anthony, close us out and tell us why we're here for real.
We're here for real to talk about pets, but at the end, as we always like to say, we love you. The Lord loves you. You have a purpose in this life, and we would rather have a 3 a.m. conversation with you than to hear your name on the headlines a few hours later. So please, if there's anything we can do for you, anybody we can put you in touch with, any conversation we can have with you, let us know. We'd be more than happy to do so.
Yeah. And we're not just talking about veterans, we're talking about everyday people. We love you all.
Everybody, any walk of life.
Any walk of life, any skin color, don't matter. We love you. All right, guys. Thanks for the session. It was really good. And